Hi everyone, welcome to Conversations with Gofane. I'm Gofane Medise, and this is the leadership series with BIC. I'm joined by my good friend. I think I'll start off saying that all the time.
That's great.
My BFF, NJ Newton Jazire, the CEO of BIC. We've had a very long journey recording these. How's it been, and how's your experience been just going through this leadership
It's
series?
been quite interesting, and I think it's a good platform for me to share my experiences with a big audience.
Absolutely.
And thanks to you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the future of insurance, and this particular topic is inspired by a seminar/conference that you had. Can you maybe touch on that?
So the seminar that we had was more of a thought leadership seminar, where we felt that as a leader in the market, we need to lead in some of these insurance conversations and how we can develop the sector, not just for BIC, but the whole sector. I think the mentality is that the better the understanding by all the players and the bigger the cake for everyone, the better for all the players and for the industry and for our customers. So this was just to create an environment where people could be, learning new things, learning the developments in other markets. That's why we had to bring in experts from across the border to come and talk about some of the developments in our insurance industry, be it, legal and regulations.
I was about to say you had people in the legal space as well.
Yes. So we had quite a lot of people around on the legal space, because insurance is a legal subject. To be honest, I mean it's about insurance contracts, it's about the policy, so it's really about the legal business. So insurance is really a legal subject. So it's really was to inform all the stakeholders. That's why we even invited our competition, because we felt that it was important that we have these conversations that build our industry. Yeah.
And when we're talking about embracing the winds of change, how do we do that? I mean, why now? Why is it now time to look at the future of insurance when we could have that legacy thinking of this is how it's been this whole time? If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah, so the brands like BIC are basically very much heritage brands. They've been around for a while, tried and tested. And the idea basically is to make sure that we move with the changing times, and if we look at these insurtechs that are coming into our space and bringing innovative ideas, we would like to make sure that we are not left behind. Some of them we're collaborating with them. Some of them we also thinking maybe the best way is just to buy them out and bring them into our business.
Yeah.
The advantage we have is that we have the customer base. They're looking for customers. But you know how it is when technology is accepted in the community, it can actually disrupt and end your business. So the why now in terms of change, I think is because the customer profile has changed, and they are more tech savvy than the customer we used to have, and therefore what it means is that we need to be available on platforms that are comfortable to the new customer base, which is basically very techno-savvy customers.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And not just tech savvy, but also customers now that are very smart and know their rights and won't accept anything other than excellent service. So does that also transcend in how BIC intends, or not just BIC, but the insurance industry can adapt to the ever-evolving customer needs?
Yeah, I think the evolving customer needs have just accelerated the strategies that we have had about digital transformation and all the things that we want to do. So what this has done is sort of like fast-tracked our strategies, because now if you look at other countries, you'll find that non-insurance or non-traditional competitors are actually coming into our space. And if we don't, then come out to make sure that we defend our turf, develop and be agile, and make sure that we respond to the changing environment, then we find ourselves irrelevant, and the business moves on. So I think, like you rightly say, it's pushing us to do much more than we would have ordinarily done as far as digital transformation is concerned.
Yeah, and
Yes.
then with the traditional agents, the way they used to perform, do you think that's also part of, like, rather, do you think they'll be overcome by those who do digital means instead of going house to house?
I think maybe what they need to do is to make sure that they introduce these, digital platforms as well
Yes.
in their channels. If we continue to do house to house walking around and stuff, in the future it might be very difficult because you might find a robot there at that house and not want to talk to. So I think the thing is that they need to embrace technology in their intermediary sort of like role between the client, the insurer, and they become they sort of like the go between, but from a technological perspective, not physical perspective. So I think going into the future, the agents need to understand that the dynamics are changing. People want to interact differently, and how do they play a part in that, making sure that they do not become irrelevant. If we do not change and continue the conventional way, the chances are very high that then you become redundant.
You
Yes.
did mention you had legal staff there with you as well. So when we touch on the concept or the topic rather of regulations and compliance, how does that significantly impact the future of the insurance industry?
To be honest, at the moment, regulations are getting tighter.
Yeah.
Compliance has become the business because we are investing a lot of money and spending a lot of money around compliance alone. Our core business basically should be underwriting and claims management, but at the moment, I can tell you that compliance is taking a big share of our time in terms of what we do as an industry. If you look at the Financial Intelligence Act and what it provides for and what we need to do, these KYC things that we need to do with the customers, it has come with a lot of costs and a lot of very high level, very complicated sort of like compliance frameworks that we need to comply with. So indeed, it has affected the business, and we hope that as we go, the authorities will sort of like relax things, understanding that there's not that much risk as they envisaged at the beginning when they promulgated these laws. But yeah, it's a challenge. The regulations are getting tighter. The compliance is becoming more complex. Yes.
Has this provided an opportunity within all of the complexities of it all, an opportunity to maybe learn something new, especially when it comes to compliance and making it easier for maybe the clients as well?
I think for big businesses like ours, it does provide an opportunity because we have got the resources, we've got the systems to deal with some of these things. But for small players, it becomes quite hectic, and it takes a toll on their expenses and the level of expenses that they can carry as a business. So maybe that's looked at that way, it could be actually a competitive advantage for some of the big businesses, but for smaller business can be quite hectic and might even cause a collapse of the business.
Yeah. And how does BIC kind of, in a way, position themselves to stay ahead of, regardless of these regulations and compliance issues?
I think as BIC we are blessed in that we are part of a very big group. So us being part of the BIHO group, being part of the Sanlam group, I know Sanlam is in more than 34 countries in Africa, and being part of the Masara group as well from Zimbabwe, we have available to ourselves a lot of resources within the group. So it's just a matter of how much we want to learn and how much we want to tap into these resources to do better. So most of the time when things are introduced and things are changing, like now we've got a new accounting standard called IFRS 17, you find that a lot of work has been done in South Africa, a lot of work has been done with our groups. So we just, sort of like smoothly transitioning into these things. But a lot of behind the scenes work has been done by the groups and the group resources. So in our case, we think that it's not a big challenge because we have a lot of resources to tap into. Yes.
And from the client's point of view, how does this evolution of and tighter regulations of the insurance industry affect them? What is it that they should be cautious of?
I think it's good for the customers, to be honest. The tighter the regulations, usually they are in favor of customers anyway. So the tighter the regulations, the more healthy the insurance industry is. Also the high the entrance sort of like barriers are for new players that may just want to be fly by nights and take people's premiums and disappear. So I think it's good for the customers in a big way because it protects them much more. A lot of these laws that are being promulgated are to protect policyholders and their policyholder funds. Yes.
I believe it's not all doom and gloom. So essentially, what is the future of insurance?
Well, I think risks will continue to to also sort of like emerge and transform. We've got new risks coming up like cyber risks, terrorism, all kinds of new sort of like emerging risks. So because of that, that's also sort of like creating new insurance covers for us to sort of like bring to the market. So I think the future of insurance is very bright. There's opportunities for us to go with the development and the transformation that we see across the globe.
That's very exciting.
Thank you.
Very exciting times we live in. And thank you all so much for watching. We hope you've been enjoying it. And don't forget to comment and subscribe to this channel and to learn more. See you next time.